The biggest thing that people don't know about Harvard Athletics is that we do have a very extensive program. Most people around the country, when you ask them the question, who has more intercollegiate athletes, Harvard or XYZ school? And the truth of the matter is that Harvard has more intercollegiate athletes because we value athletics for the many, not athletics for the few.
Well, I really believe in education through athletics. I feel like there's a lot of things you learn on the athletic fields that you cannot necessarily learn in the environment of a classroom. I believe that it brings out character at the highest level, and some of the lessons you learn are going to be very critical in your success as an individual after you get out of college.
You really learn about trusting people, trusting your teammates, working hard together, how to be successful that way. And yet your own sort of inner drive is what's at the core of all of that.
I love to see the kids who have their first challenge take it head on and embrace that. And some of them have to learn that aspect, and no better place than on the athletic fields, in my opinion.
It's hard not to leave this environment, this community, this campus without the lesson of to serve, to teach, and to lead.
I think there's also resiliency, dealing with failure. You know, if you hit the ball 3 out of 10 times, you're a good hitter. So how are you processing the 7 other times you've been unsuccessful?
We don't have too much of that kind of working together as a team that you see in extracurricular activities like sports, which require students to not just work individually, but work on the larger goals as a group of people as part of a community.
People are surprised when they hear the athletic achievements of Harvard. I mean, be it, hockey winning the NCAA title, be it, women's hockey being dominant now. People tend to be surprised also at the depth.
There's something special about the Harvard community and all the members that keep coming back to try to be an impact to the athletes that are coming in and to the athletes that are here.
People sometimes think that, oh, you went to an Ivy League school, that's not the same quality of athlete. And I watch the people that were there with me and the people that are still there now and the level that they compete at. And I think that's a testament to them that not only are they great athletes, you also know that they've got, a great academic background.
Certainly those kids have gone on to be great leaders in their sport and in the things that they've chosen to do. And there's a great tradition in our program of a spirit and a pride that is second to none in the country.
Take your passion, you learn to do it as well as you can because it's much more fun to do something well than it is to do it poorly. And when that passion is done and it's reached its natural conclusion, you can take that passion and see where else you might apply it in your life. I think Harvard appeals to the person who wants to come and say, once I've done this, I know what excellence is. Where do I put those talents?
By athletics for all students, we mean an athletic program that is not just one that encompasses the intercollegiate program, but also encompasses one where we have a thriving intramural program, a very strong club program, and a highly regarded recreational athletics program as well.
I think Harvard Athletics today is as inclusive as it ever was. You don't have to be the recruited athlete, the national champion, to be involved in Harvard Athletics.
We have the largest Division I program in the country. I think we have something like 1,500 intercollegiate athletes, plus the fact we have another 3,500 club teams and recreation. And so I think when you look at the total, that's almost close to 80% of the student body is involved in athletics. So it must have some input to the students that we have here.
The things that we're really working on right now are trying to attract and develop outstanding people, whether they be outstanding coaches, staff members, and student athletes to participate in our programs. That's a real priority for us. The second is to have sufficient financial resources, to have the kind of broad-based programs so that as many people as possible can participate and gain the benefits of our athletic program. And then the third thing would be to make sure that we have sufficient athletic facilities which help us attract the right people and have the kinds of programs we'll all be proud of.
Alumni often find athletics a very welcome and enjoyable way to stay connected to the university. They remember their own experiences here when they went to the Harvard-Yale game or when they played on a team. And so they, in some sense, relive that by investing their emotions and commitments in the young people who are performing those athletic roles today.
The Friends program is a great way to start supporting Harvard Athletics. If you've been in a particular sport, contact the Friends and get involved.
One big piece of the Friends is kind of reconnecting the team to its past and letting them kind of learn from all these folks and tap into that network.
As a student athlete, I didn't really appreciate it, but now coming back as a coach, I really understand how it works a little better and to really understand how important they are to the success of the program and more importantly, how important they are to the experience that the student athletes are able to have.
One of the greatest things we had this year is we had 4 seniors that graduated last year come back to a couple of our games and just give really solid verbal support to our team, and that made a big difference.
Remembering what that athletic experience was as a part of your overall experience is something that people need to reflect back on, remember the good times, and then make sure that this current generation and generations to come have that same benefit.
The college gives very good support to the athletic program in its basic form. And we got a lot of people playing, and we're responsible in the athletic department for recreation and club sports and so forth. So things are very stretched.
The donors are the ones who make the difference in the overall quality of the experience.
Just because you've graduated doesn't mean that you can't continue to enjoy that experience and revel in that experience.
Most people don't understand that our wonderful large endowment doesn't necessarily carry over to athletics. It's an entirely separate budget.
Even if it's little bits at a time, makes a huge difference and is what keeps our programs competitive.
I sort of would like to give a challenge to the women that if it meant something to them while they were here, that it would be wonderful if they would think of supporting Harvard Athletics in the same way that men have supported us when we were here.
The most important reason is to give back, because when you come here, it transforms not who you are, but it transforms who you can be and the things you can do. This isn't about money, it's about commitment to whatever resources you have, whether that's money or time, because the future depends on that.
Alumni should be advocates of our athletic program and really be proud of the things that we're trying to do.
Congratulations, Ivy League champ! We have to continue to invest in our athletic program. And I think that if we can continue to do that, I think the best is ahead of us for Harvard Athletics.
We like the direction that we're headed, but we certainly need more help and support along the journey. And we think it's going to be a magical journey as we are able to look back in a few years and see the growth and see how so many people shared in this great experience.
The quality of their life here and the balance of their academics and their athletics is unmatched in this country. I think Harvard should be a model. I think we do it the right way.